Well, the International Criminal Court dropped crimes against humanity charges against Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta last week, citing a lack of evidence. But how do the Kenyans displaced by the violence in 2007 and 2008 feel about this decision? Voice of America's Gabe Joselow reports from Rift Valley in Kenya.
It is hard, bruising work that pays next to nothing. Half a truckload of gravel goes for less than $17. But it is the only work available at the Joselow displaced persons camp outside Naivasha, Kenya, where more than 100 families live on less than half a hectare of land nestled in the Rift Valley. All were displaced by ethnic clashes that followed the 2007 presidential election and led to International Criminal Court charges against President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto. People here have been waiting for years to receive compensation or resettlement. Now that the ICC prosecutor, Fatou Bensouda, has dropped charges against President Kenyatta, some think the government will be more free to help. A camp leader, Jeffrey Mwara, wants the charges against William Ruto dropped as well, saying the cases have distracted the country from more important issues.
Only that if they will drop the charges and hold the government of Kenya responsible to resettle all IDPs, that can work.
At first, many victims welcomed ICC investigators, hoping the court would bring closure to a tragic episode in Kenya's history. But some say the process was too political and prosecutors went after the wrong guys.
Ms. Bensouda has wrong suspects, wrong evidence, and wrong witnesses. And the three wrong things cannot make charges to succeed.
More than 600,000 people were displaced by the violence that followed the disputed election between then-President Mwai Kibaki and opposition candidate Raila Odinga. Of those displaced, some 40,000 are still unsettled, an issue that was not discussed enough by the ICC, according to Kefa Mageni, program coordinator for a Kenyan NGO working with IDPs.
We have dealt with the question of suspects. That's okay. The case has been dropped. I don't know the consideration that they took into focus, but now there's also the question of the victimhood. So the reason why I should say the issue of the victim has been ignored all along.
At another IDP camp called Pipeline, residents are better off than at Joselow. The government has already given them money to rebuild better homes, but they say they are still waiting to get access to land set aside for them. Phyllis Muthoni expects President Kenyatta to live up to his promises to resettle those displaced.
We're happy because our lives are going to change. He's now supposed to work for the people without any distractions.
The case against Deputy President Ruto and a co-accused is still underway at the Hague court, but for many victims, trust in the court has faded, and any justice that can be delivered may be too little, too late. Gabe Joselow, VOA News in Kenya's Rift Valley.